Well, the speculation train keeps on going. The names keep on coming thick and fast, and everyone's got an opinion. Everyone's got an opinion. Everyone's got a thought. And you know what? Until it actually gets sorted, it's going to keep coming, guys. And it's going to drive us absolutely bonkers, isn't it? I suppose at least it's something to talk about for Rangers fans. Keep it interesting. Keep it current. But, managers. That's what it's all about at the moment. Obviously, hundreds of different names have been linked. Lots of people having their opinions. And look, it was really interesting, I think, what Jim White said on Talk Sport the other day when he talked about Graham Souness. He talked about Graham Souness saying that he worries about this board having the football knowledge to take this club forward on a football level. That is certainly something that concerns me. The fact that does James Bisgrove, does John Bennett have the football knowledge and the football wherewithal to actually make the right appointment? What about this board or any board gives you that confidence? You've only got to look at the last two appointments to understand why we have doubts as fans. And look, the social media speculation will continue and the press speculation will continue. And we all know that whatever is said in the media, whether it's here, or whether it's in the new written media, or whether it's on any social media in terms of like YouTube, etc., you have to take it with a pinch of salt because, like I said yesterday, every man, dog, hamster, fish, goldfish's sisters, brothers, donkey is going to be linked with this job. Yes, there has to be realistic expectations. Yes, there are a number of names being bandied around. The latest names that we've seen in the papers constantly: Frank Lampard, Marcelo Gallardo, who would be a fantastic appointment, although I very much doubt we could afford him. Philippe Clement, Pascal Janssen, the names just come thick and fast. And it is, I think we've said this, we've said this a number of times now. It is an absolutely vital appointment that the board have to make, and the board have to get it right at this time, more than any other, given the disasters of the last two appointments. Now before we talk a little bit about managers, because obviously that is the central topic, that is the common theme that is currently coming through. Some news about the team as they head towards the game on Thursday night against Aris Limassol in Cyprus. At least to get, I suppose, a little holiday at Cyprus for some fans to head out there and have a good time in the sun. Obviously, the team flew out today with new interim manager Stephen Davis leading the way. And there was some interesting photographs coming from the airport and also coming from the training ground as well. It appears that the injury to Kamar Roof is not as bad as was first feared. He was back and training today. Whether or not he's available for selection for Thursday, who knows? But look, if he's even, 80%, 90% there, I would say you start him over Dessers. I really do think that, if you look at Cyril Dessers, and you guys, my feelings on the player, and you've only got to listen to other pods and other people talk about him, and he just doesn't have any confidence. He is unable to hit the target. For me, if Roof is even 50% fit, you play him over Dessers, because I don't see it how at the moment you've got to take him out. Look, no matter what you think of him, you've got to take him out of the firing line at the moment. It's only going to get worse for him if he keeps missing chances and if he keeps underperforming. And then you're never going to ever get him back. So for me, if it is that Kamar Roof is even, like I said, 80-90% fit, you still start him against Aris Limassol, or whatever they're called, on Thursday. Other piece of good news was this photograph as well, that Nicholas Raskin has travelled with the squad to Cyprus. Great news that Raskin appears to be on the mend. And again, I think, if Raskin is fit, you have to start him, you have to play him. He's one of our best players. Yes, he hasn't struggled at times this season, but then other than Jack Butland, who hasn't struggled at times this season, it may be that Stephen Davis, that Alex Ray can get a tune out of him, can get him playing the way that he was towards the end of last season. Perhaps they can actually put square pegs in square holes and round pegs in round holes, and actually get players playing in the correct way, something that Michael Beale seemed unable to do. So the news that Raskin is back and has travelled certainly seems to be good news. And, in fact, the sooner we get players back off that injury list, the better for the club. You look at that injury list at this moment in time, and it is not a good injury list, is it? Like I said, hopefully Roof's come off it now. Hopefully Raskin is off it now. Danilo was also seen training today as well. Now, whether or not he will be available soon, or whether it's going to be until after the international break, which probably seems more likely, but good to see him back on the grass and working out as well. Certainly good news for Stephen Davis and the rest of the interim management team. Now, apparently James Bisgrove has not travelled to Cyprus. Reason being, he is staying back in Glasgow to work on the next manager. And the appointment. There has apparently been conversations between Rangers and certain people. No names as yet in the frame, no names dropped by the club. But I guess that's something we know we've got to come to expect. No, I highly doubt that Rangers are going to come out and name who they're talking to until they've actually made an appointment. That's not the sort of thing you do, particularly if those managers are currently in work. You do not go and deliberately unsettle other clubs and other managers. It gets you in the bad books of a lot of teams and makes them less likely to do business with you in the future. So you've got to act in that professional manner. Now, one name that seems to have come up today on a regular basis in discussions and across social media is Philippe Clement, the former Monaco manager. So Philippe Clement is a manager who is a serial winner, someone who has won trophies in Belgium, someone who had a reasonable playing career. Didn't exactly pull up any trees as a player, but sometimes those people are the people who make the best managers. How often is it that great players go on to become pretty dreadful managers? In terms of Philippe Clement, like I said, he is from Belgium. He has got a varied managerial CV. In his time in the game. His playing career was spent with Beerschot, Genk, Coventry City. I suppose everyone's got to cross the bear. Club Bruges and Germinal Beerschot. Beerschot, what a name for a team that is. He had 38 Belgian caps between 98 and 2007. He has been a scout, caretaker, assistant at Club Bruges before he got his first managerial break in 2017 as the Vaz Beveren manager. In 2017-2019, he was appointed Genk manager. Between 2019 and 2022, he was the Club Bruges manager, and last season he was the Monaco manager. He was Monaco manager for 76 games, winning 39 of them, drawing 18 and losing 19 with a win percentage of 51%. His times at Genk and Club Bruges, his managerial win percentage is 57 and 55%. In terms of his achievements, and this is something that I think when you're looking at the next manager for Rangers, when you are looking at someone to bring in, you've got to bring in someone who is going to have a track record of winning things and knowledge of how to actually get the job done. Clement has won the Belgian Championship 4 times. 3 times with Club Bruges, 1 with Genk. He is a Belgian Cup winner and a 2-time Belgian Super Cup winner. The Belgian league obviously is becoming a great deal stronger in recent times. So, he's certainly got a track record of winning things, and certainly would be a manager who I'm hoping that Rangers would be at least talking to and taking into consideration, given his track record. That's what we need. We need a winner. He has proven, that he is able to manage top stars. He did it in Monaco. Was unlucky to lose his job at Monaco, given the constant state of unrest at that club under the Russian billionaire Obladinov. It's not a surprise that he was moved on. French Ligue 1 is obviously very much dominated by Paris Saint-Germain, and there is aspirations of clubs like Monaco to match them. And when they don't, managers lose their jobs. So, look, at the end of the day, I guess every manager loses their job at the end of the day, I suppose. There was even talk at one time, wasn't there, Fergie getting the sack? So there you go. The names keep on coming though, thick and fast, and I think the names that that keep coming, there is varied responses to them, and there is varied degrees of acceptance of those names and varied degrees of disgust at those names. One of those names that has come up on a number of occasions just recently is Frank Lampard, the former Chelsea, Everton, and Derby manager. There's been interesting discussions around him, and look, like I said, I know social media is just a snapshot of opinion, and it is a very poisonous and toxic place. But looking across social media, there does seem to be a very anti-feeling, very anti-feeling on on the actual channel, on the actual on social media towards Frank Lampard. But look, at the end of the day, you've got to look at it in terms of this. Lampard is a manager who hasn't had the greatest of successes, has he? He really has struggled as a manager. In his managerial appointments, he took over Derby, failed to get them promoted. With Chelsea, once he was able to sign players, he struggled with those top players. He was then obviously relieved of his duties. Thomas Tuchel came in, took the same squad over, won the Champions League. He went to Everton. Had he not been sacked, I dare to suggest that he probably would have got Everton relegated. So, there is a real worry for me. So at the end of the day, I've got to say this worrying rumor around Frank Lampard is exceptionally worrying. He to me would be completely the wrong appointment, completely the wrong place to go for Rangers. Absolutely the wrong place to go. I would worry that if he is seriously on the shortlist, I'm hoping that it's just media made up, media rubbish. That is not the case. That is not the case that he is genuinely in the consideration. But it does appear that even people on the Chelsea insiders are commenting that he's had talks with Rangers. So look, hey, I don't know, but I certainly hope that Lampard is not one of those names that's been considered. Well, we obviously build up towards the Aris Limassol game on Thursday night in Cyprus. Hopefully Rangers can go there, get 3 points. And look, I just hope the players go out there and show out and prove themselves for Stephen Davis. Stephen Davis is Rangers royalty. He is a Rangers legend. And I wish him all the very best. And I wish the team all the very best on Thursday as well. Look, guys, the names are going to keep coming thick and fast. It's always going to be that situation, I think, until someone is actually appointed. I don't think this is going to be a quick thing. I do think that it could be that Davis will still be in charge for the Hibs game. Well, thanks for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation. As always, guys, please hit the sub, ring the notification bell. And if you can give the video a like, that's the first thing I always need to do. And the second thing is to remember we are the people.